Right now, Pinergy solar experts are helping homeowners across Ireland create their own solar energy. We deliver a solar PV solution uniquely designed for your needs and your home, helping you halve your electricity bill and move from consuming to creating. Now is the time to change to solar from Pinergy, because today's decisions will transform tomorrow. Pinergy, powering energy transition. Subject to a successful site survey. T's and C's apply. Visit pinergy.ie for details.
Good afternoon and welcome to Virgin Media Park for this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final presentation. Brothers College Cork face off against Castletroy College Praise, aiming for a unprecedented treble in the Munster Schools Senior Cup competition. Darragh Frawley here with you this afternoon. Yesterday's semi-final in Limerick saw Christian Brothers College Cork beating Crescent College Comprehensive Limerick 29 points to 17, so they are confirmed in this year's final. Prez aiming for a repeat against CBC, who they have beaten on the last two occasions. Weather this afternoon in Virgin Media Park in Cork, as you will see from your screens, blue skies. It has not been that way all day. We must say well done to Bandon as well, who managed in the Junior Cup to overcome Prez 27 points to 7 to take their place in the Junior Cup semi-final. But today's opposition, today's game between Prez and Castletroy College has been billed as somewhat of a David and Goliath battle. The Prez supporters in full voice all afternoon for the Junior Cup game. Far to our right, the Castletroy College supporters to our left, and we await both teams to come out, both teams in the warm-up, and we will get into the teams straight away. Presentation: Brothers College Cork, no changes after the warm-up to their team and their backline. Ricky Barrett, Daniel Murphy and Eddie Dooley are in the back three for PBC. Ricky Barrett is certainly one to watch, an absolutely stellar performance so far in the Senior Cup semi-final qualifiers. Alex Maloney and James O'Leary, the captain, in the centre. James O'Leary has been absolute dynamite, aiming for his third successive Senior Cup medal in this year's Pinergy Munster Schools. Declan Fitzgerald and Ronan Bird are the halfbacks. Bird has been incredible in the group stage performances, and Decky Fitzgerald, a member of last year's winning team on the wing, moves to 10 this year. Rian McFarlane in the back rows, accompanied by open side Cormac Bohan and Dennis Murphy. Brother Sean McFarlane, brother of Rian, is in the second row with Olin Dillon, and Diarmaid Sheehy, Daniel Higgins and Mikey Fitzgerald make up the front row for PBC. Liam Hegarty, Ben Foley, Fiona Sullivan, Paddy Walsh, Dan Foley, Ivan Walsh, Ronan Byrne, Bobby O'Callaghan, Olin Healy and Tom Murray make up the replacements. You will be hearing the names of James O'Leary, Ricky Barrett and Cormac Bohan on a number of occasions today, and those are certainly ones to watch for PBC. Castletroy College, on the other hand, in their first semi-final since in over a decade, 2012 the last time they were in a Senior Cup semi-final, way back 13 years ago. They line out as follows: Robbie Widger, the highly pacey James Renison and Robert O'Donnell make up the back three. Sean Lyons and Joel Rowntree are the centres. Rowntree keeping an eye out for his abrasive carrying at 12. Liam Glynn and James O'Malley will be the halfbacks, trying to unlock this PBC defence. Killian McNamara, representative of the Munster Schools under 18, is the captain and has led from the front brilliantly for Castletroy over the course of the season in the group stages. Rowan Brady and Ben O'Connell have been in great form as well, and it'll be very interesting to see this afternoon in the battle, both in the line-out and at the breakdown. Adam Power and Ben Fogarty provide the power in the engine room for Castletroy College. Trevor Chukachu, Jack O'Gorman and Jamie Conway, a member of the Irish Schools under 18s, in the Castletroy front row. Mark Hickey, Julian Sedensky, Martin Hourigan, Andrew Berkery, Kevin Griffin, Sam Prendergast, Cormac Devitt, Robert Sheehan, Evan Boland and Enda Collins make up the replacements for Castletroy College this afternoon. The Castletroy College supporters, as we said, down to our left hand side, the Prez supporters to our right hand side. It is very, very difficult to beat the cup feeling when spring is in the air and sunshine is in Virgin Media Park. As we said, PBC aiming for their third successive senior schools title. Head coach Ger Burke during the week has been quelling any such talk one game at a time, and they will be licking their lips at the prospect of a final against CBC here in a number of weeks' time. But Killian McNamara, the captain of Castletroy, a sizable crowd have travelled from Limerick, leads his team out. The customary team photo before a huge day for a number of these Castletroy players. A huge day for the school, the first Senior Cup semi-final in well over a decade. An opportunity in history for this team. As James O'Leary, the PBC captain, the inside centre, leads his team out. PBC's journey to this semi-final. They were winners against Crescent College Comprehensive, 40 points to 22 in the semi-final qualifier 3 weeks ago. Crescent succumbing to that 29-17 defeat to CBC yesterday, so their race was run. Castletroy in a roundabout way suffered a heavy defeat here, 50 points to 8 against CBC 3 weeks ago, but a highly tense affair in Liam Fitzgerald Park 2 weeks ago saw them beat St Munchin 17 points to 11 to take their place in this afternoon's semi-final. Nigh on perfect conditions. The Sunday's Well flag to the right of your screen where PBC are seems to be blowing in the favour of PBC. So it looks like PBC will have that slight wind advantage in the first half. Liam Glynn with the ball in his hands. Paddy Sheehan, the man in the middle today. And we're underway in this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. Ricky Barrett, a member of last year's squad, in fine form, carries just outside the 22. Ronan Bird at 9 for Prez this afternoon, finds his pack. Rian McFarlane, a big carry. A number of this PBC team, a combination of a double junior winning cup side joining an already winning Senior Cup squad. There's plenty of talent on show as Robbie Widger, the sun in his eyes, uncharacteristic but effective for the time being, finds Barrett, and Barrett, almost like a 3-iron with that right foot, finds Liam Glynn, but he does well in the backfield. And now Castletroy venture into the half, and it's James O'Malley, his half-back partner, has made a little break. James O'Leary does well to get grips with him, but a decent first outing for Castletroy into the half. Jack O'Gorman, more affectionately known as Jogger, with the carry. O'Malley attacking the space that's on there. Widger cut down very well by pressing that blindside, and Castletroy trying to vary the attack. Jamie Conway, member of the Irish schools, under 18s, carries well, but he's hit by two of the Prez defenders. O'Malley finds Glynn again. Glynn goes out the back of McNamara to find Roundtree. Roundtree goes on the outside. Decent carry by Brady, but it just about gets knocked on, and this is where you need to watch Prez. Very dangerous off turnover ball, but Castletroy trying to swarm the defence. Conway hits O'Leary, but they manage to get the ball away, and it's put in behind by Decky Fitzgerald, the 10. Gets the bounce, and it's just about going to hold up. And Liam Glynn gives to Widger, right-footed. Widger does well into that breeze. And a decent start from both sides. Castletroy varying the attack, Prez standing up to the defence, but certainly playing for territory in this first half, and that win most definitely with PBC in the opening couple of minutes. We saw a stop-start nature in the semi-final yesterday in Limerick. Both teams trying to play rugby, conditions underfoot and weather-wise much better today, and both teams trying to play ball. Higgins at hooker for Prez goes towards the front, and it's well taken by Murphy. Murphy finds McFarlane. That's Rian at 8. The brother Sean McFarlane in the second row. Bird again, lovely little skip pass. Prez again A feature of their play has been to attack both sides of the ruck as they spot the ball out the back, and Fitzgerald finds O'Leary, and O'Leary looks to break tackles, but he's well marshalled by Roundtree and co. Ball just about bounces out of the ruck, but referee Sheehan says 2 knock-ons, and that will give Castletroy very good confidence. James O'Leary has been the talisman for this PBC side, and he's had many great days in this stadium, but O'Leary on that occasion stopped in his tracks, and Castletroy will reset with the scrum. Liam Glynn and James O'Malley having a conversation. Both Glynn and Widger are predominantly right-footed players. O'Malley feeds. It's at the feet of Captain McNamara and finds Glynn again. He's got Roundtree outside, but doesn't quite go to plan there from Glynn. James Renison doesn't manage to get hands on it, and it's knocked back. It's in the hands of Alex Maloney. Maloney gets outside the first tackle, and just about on the halfway line, PBC try and get into their shape. Bird finds Fitzgerald again. Fitzgerald goes outside. Renison does very well to come up and hit Cormac Bowen. Eddie Dooley on the wing does well. James Renison is down, seems to have taken a heavy knock after that tackle, and Bird, right-footed on the box, doesn't quite work out for him, and Brady does very well to tackle. Chukachu tries to get over, but PBC under the caution, their own 22 here. Roundtree tries to tackle, but it's a big carry by Olin Dillon, and he's lost the ball in contact, stripped, and Castletroy in the 22. They're down to 14 men here as James Renison receives attention. Bit of a choke tackle from PBC there, allows choke tackle rather, to set the defensive line. Glynn again goes out towards Roundtree. Roundtree goes towards Lyons in the centre, and he's absolutely hammered. Ben O'Connell picks it up, but referee Sheehan rightly adjudges him to have been offside. A bit of a frantic exchange of the ball between PBC and Castletroy there, but Castletroy will know they'll need to hold on and take those chances. Barrett, right-footed, a cousin of a certain Ben O'Connor, who was a double cup winner with PBC. Rugby certainly on both sides of the family there. Higgins again. You can see from the touch judge's flag that wind is slightly in favour of PBC as they go towards the middle of the line-out. It's well taken again as Bird finds Fitzgerald to O'Leary, and O'Leary carries hard, but he's cut down by McNamara. Bird again looks to go open. Fitzgerald trails on the outside, goes on the inside, and Renison is a high flyer if he gets the ball, and Renison is going to go here, and I don't think they're going to catch him. If Renison, he's just going to get there, and it's an incredible score for Castletroy. We spoke before the game, Renison was a high flyer. You didn't want to give him space. Castletroy reading the play very, very well there defensively, shooting up on the line, putting the press skills under pressure, and Renison picks them off and gets the first score in this Pinergy Munster Schools Senior Cup semi-final, much to the delight of the Castletroy supporters. Renison was down, getting attention after a colossal hit on Dooley earlier on, but Castletroy couldn't have asked for a better start. 6.5 minutes on the clock, and out half Liam Glynn has an opportunity to extend the lead to 7 points, which he duly does. First blood to the Limerick side. And 7 points to 0. PBC have had a discussion underneath the posts. Captain O'Leary tells his forwards to go to the right hand side. Have their back row to the left hand side with Fitzgerald, a high hanging kick. There's no communication amongst Castletroy, and the ball through Robert O'Donnell is just carried into touch, so PBC will start with a line out again. They say you're at your most vulnerable when you just will need to be at a minimum here. But Prez afforded this opportunity Higgins so far faultless, but uncharacteristically drops the ball forward. He has been a big target for Prez going forward. Castletroy have put plenty of bodies, because he certainly does take some stopping, but he has been marshalled fairly well in the opening stages of the semi-final. Again, Glynn surveying from just to the right of the scrum. Eddie Dooley has dropped back in anticipation of the kick, as Glynn didn't quite catch the last one, but he goes towards Widger. Widger right-footed, kicks very well, and it's a very good exit from Castletroy. Widger having played at 15 for much of his school's career, right the way through Junior Cup to Senior Cup, and so far Castletroy's game management with ball in hand and from foot in open play has been impressive. Higgins again, Prez with a number of lineouts. Ben O'Connell, a huge pass taking out the first two defenders, and Conway does well to eke some yards forward. O'Malley again finds Roundtree. Roundtree has Brady and a number of others in support, as O'Malley finds Conway again. Certainly up for the challenge today. Prez defence getting off the line very hard. O'Malley finds Glynn, right footed, looks in behind, little bounce of the ball. Barrett is coming over to clean up, and he has no intention of touching it down, and that ball did touch a hand, so PBC will start with the line out again. Castletroy with decent territory and possession in this opening 10 minutes. PBC perhaps yet to hit their stride, but Rowan Brady with a fantastic steal. Prez electing to go for a 4-man line out here. Brady again loaded at the front. This throw, referee Paddy Sheehan adjudges to have been not straight. An element of frustration from PBC. That wind, as you can see, I'm certainly no meteorologist, but that wind blowing on the back of the Castletroy jerseys appears to be swirling down on who the wind, and Lions at 12 and 13 with Widger on the left hand side, but McNamara picks to go right, and Renison gets in off the touchline, and Bohan gets in over the ball. Castletroy won't be happy off first face to be turned over, but very good defence by PVC, and Barrett right footed finds a superb touch. Little or no angle to work with there. He's got 45 plus metres on the angle, in PVC into the Castletroy half. Like to vary their attack of run off 5-man lineouts. We've seen O'Leary be used as a link man and a battering ram in that centre. They've sent Loosehead Mikey Fitzgerald out. 4-man line out again towards the tail. Bird finds Fitzgerald. He's got a number of options in the middle. They go for O'Leary again. He links up with Dooley. Dooley finds Barrett on the outside. Barrett well marshalled by the Castletroy defence. Robbie O'Donnell with the tackle. Bird again, little spot line out the back. Fitzgerald hits the front door. It's a good carry again by McFarlane, but this time Castletroy get over the ball, and so far defensively you see what that means. Captain McNamara commending his players there. Prez going coast to coast, but the tackle and the reads defensively so far have stood the test of time, and Castletroy will be very happy. Certainly haven't shown any nerves in this semi-final. If you're just joining us, James Renison scored an intercept try. A brilliant read defensively from the men inside him allowed him to come up on the outside, and he picked off the score after 6.5 minutes. Prez have yet to enter the Castletroy 22, but have shown the middle of the line out. Doesn't quite go on, but the ball bounces up and Castletroy have possession. Brady absolutely hammered in the contact, but referee Sheehan has called the line out wasn't straight, and PVC will have the scrum. PBC, by their own standards, will admit that they haven't quite hit stride yet, but knockout rugby. As Bird hits O'Leary with the skip pass, and it's Barrett who have cut through the defence. Renison on this occasion didn't get through, and Barrett has an opportunity in Dooley. They've come from 80 and Dooley has a foot race to go. He's beaten the would-be tackler, and O'Donnell does very well to tackle on the inside, and Widger tracks back, and it's an incredible defensive effort from Widger. Barrett had sliced through the Castletroy defence, and Eddie Dooley in the foot race was a very difficult kick. You can see that swirling ball as he runs towards by Murphy and Prez starting to, as Barrett goes through the hands, and it's a lovely little offload. It doesn't quite get the hand. It's well picked up on the inside. It's going to be a big try for PBC, and it's outside centre Alex Maloney, and a huge amount of credit there should go to Mikey Fitzgerald, the loose head, showing a clean pair of heels and soft hands to get on the outside, and that offload 20 Schools Senior Cup semi-final. Murphy with the conversion, ball goes to ground. Right footer, difficult to negotiate the win, but Murphy strikes very, very well. And after 16 or so minutes, we're all square again. James Renison with the try for Castletroy, converted by Liam Glynn. And Alex Maloney duly converted by Daniel Murphy. Well fielded by Cormac Bowen, and PBC through O'Leary. Looked like that one could have potentially went forward, and James Renison, he's profited once before in open field, but this time he was closed down on turnover from James O'Malley. O'Malley again finds Glynn. Glynn goes towards Roundtree on the inside, but Widger right footed, a lovely little kick in behind. It's just going to hold up, and Barrett is tackled by Captain McNamara. Renison tries to get in over the ball, but Prez do well to recycle. Bird finds Sean McFarlane, does well to carry the big lock, but again referee Sheehan says he was holding on the deck, and Liam Glynn will have a chat with Killian McNamara, the captain, to decide whether or not 3 points, a difficult kick with the wind, so the corner may be a more viable option for them. Glynn dinks it into the corner. Castletroy, whether or not they have a trick up their sleeve here, or they'll go for the conventional maul. They're loaded at the front with Fogarty, McNamara and Conway towards the middle. They go, it's not won cleanly, but Captain McNamara does clean up, and referee Sheehan says there is a knock on from a hand at the front of the line out, so Castletroy will have an advantage for the time being. Conway, huge drive by Conway, and Castletroy are 6 metres short as they go to the pick and jam. James O'Malley in absolutely no rush. Castletroy backline have their hands on their hips, and they know it's not going to come to them yet, and McNamara has the ball in his hand. It's an opportunity, it's thrown back in, but referee Sheehan says he was nowhere near the line there, but he will come back for a penalty on the 5 metre line. An infringement from PBC at the breakdown. Carry again on the 5 metre, and it's a turnaround by Conway. Conway is marshalled very well by that PBC defence. A hard man to stop. O'Malley goes towards Renison. Renison's going to need to use his dancing feet, but Dooley does well to get to grips with him, and PBC go hard over the ball, and Conway carries well again, got through a tremendous amount of work as Chukachu goes towards the line. McNamara, the captain, goes on the other side to where referee Sheehan is, touch judge on this right hand side, still looking for it as Roundtree goes hard. Close ball, Castletroy agonisingly close. Wonderful defence by PBC. It looks like they could have potentially held that ball up over the line, And much to the delight of the PBC supporters, they were held up over the line. Superb defence in close quarters by that PBC team. Castletroy with decent attack on this occasion, looking to add their second try of the afternoon, but a goal line dropout. Is the outcome. It has been an attritional opening 20 minutes here in Virgin Media Park for this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. Fitzgerald finds great distance. Lyons at 13 finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a little bit of footwork before contact gets a couple of yards, but he's got to grips with by multiple PBC defenders. And O'Malley finds the captain. But Conway, on this occasion, he's got through a tremendous amount of work, has the big fella, but passed a little bit low on this occasion, and PBC will restart with a scrum. You can't imagine anything else other than Conor Keys being very happy, the head coach of Castletroy, with his opening from Castletroy College. First semi-final in over 12 years. Seven points apiece. PBC have out-half Declan Fitzgerald with Barrett at 12 o'clock directly behind the scrum. They get a penalty to go right, and Bird has a little look up. But PBC through Barrett. That right foot has been like a 3-iron. And he's going to go towards that right-hand touchline. Huge boot by Barrett again. That's gone out over to the stand. And PBC, it's been a couple of minutes, but they're into the Castletroy half. And we saw their intent on going coast to coast, moving the ball, shorten line out again. Olin Dillon at the tail with Dennis Murphy. Prez with a number of options in midfield between backs and forwards. Referee Sheehan just making sure the gap is being maintained. But it's Brady again who picks off the ball at the front of the line out, and Castletroy have an opportunity on the turnover. Fogarty, the big second row, shows soft hands. His teammate mightn't have wanted that pass, but Castletroy retain possession here, and Glynn right-footed gets underneath it again, and it's a good kick, but Barrett does very well, and he's got an opportunity here to go on a bit of a run, and Barrett gets through the first would-be tackle, and Barrett has a man on his inside, doesn't quite get his hands free. Glynn did very well to just trap his right hand so he couldn't pass the ball, but Prez recycled quickly through Fitzgerald and O'Leary. O'Leary steps off that right foot, as he so often does, but McNamara gets to grips as Bird again, ball bounces in front of Fitzgerald. The hooker Higgins with an offload again, and a fantastic sight to see the tight head on the inside, and Bird doesn't quite get the ball in hand, but brilliant positioning by referee Sheehan. Excellent interplay between the Prez forwards and backs, but a slight knock on in the offload has given Castletroy a breather on this occasion. Barrett so elusive in that attacking, free-flowing rugby that PBC do play, and they certainly do want to get him into as many one-on-ones as possible, as you see the damage he's able to cause. A little bit of movement on the Castletroy bench down in front of us. Yesterday's semi-final saw CBC beat Crescent College Comprehensive of Limerick 29 points to 17. It finished in Thomond Park yesterday afternoon, which means they take their place in this season's final. Should Prez advance, it will be a repeat of last year's final. Should Castletroy advance, it will be a repeat of the 2008 final. But after 25 minutes here, 7 points apiece, Castletroy will be happy enough to try and break up any momentum that this PBC side try and gain. We've seen that on any occasion, no matter where it is on the pitch, Ricky Barrett with ball in hand has been absolutely electric, and no doubt the messages from the Castletroy coaches will be to avoid him at all costs. James O'Malley with the ball in hand. He's got Joel Roundtree at 12, who will stand as an option. Captain McNamara at 8 as well. Prez have been very hot from the back of the scrum. We have seen them attack Castletroy's first phase and really go hard at that breakdown, but so far Castletroy have stood the test of time. O'Malley feeds the scrum. PBC try and wheel, and McNamara goes towards the touchline. Probably not the right option there, but his hand was forced and PBC marshalled the defence and will have a line out deep inside the Castletroy College 22. Barrett running in to give his opinion to the line out. Always good to see backs getting involved in line outs. Prez again opting to go for a 5+1. They've got McFarlane and Dillon to go towards the middle of the line out, but it doesn't quite come off clean. It's moved through Fitzgerald. Prez will want to play, and O'Leary tries to set up a target midfield. McNamara goes for the ball again, but Bird finds Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald this time has a little go himself. Gets through the would-be tackler of Castletroy, and Bird again attacking on the open side. Daniel Murphy on kicking duty this afternoon for PBC does carry, but Castletroy managed to make a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown. Prez slowly but surely eking their way forward. Rian McFarlane at 8. Another big carry there. And Bird shimmies left but goes right. Ball goes in behind. There's Castletroy not coming up on the inside shoulder, and that's allowing PBC to get very easy yards as McNamara tries to get over the ball there, and the captain does incredibly well to get over. A little bit disjointed in the attack from PBC there, but Castletroy College doing very, very well to maintain their defensive line, and the captain showing up when needed to get the turnover as he receives some attention. Castletroy's management of this first half, their game management has been spot on from their point of view, as Liam Glynn, right footed, finds touch halfway between the 22 and the 10 metre line. Jack O'Gorman taking his time to go towards the line out. Castletroy through Brady, Conway and O'Connell. Go towards Brady, and he's done very well at the front of the line out. Goes towards O'Malley. O'Malley finds McNamara. He's met by a wall of PBC, but that won't matter. Recycles the ball to O'Malley. Trevor Chukachu, very dynamic player. At loose head, carries well. Ball back inside here. O'Malley right footed. It's going to be difficult to get this ball into touchdown field, and it's blocked down by Olin Dillon. Liam Glynn tries to mark that ball. Referee Sheehan says it's play on, and Prez swarm the ruck. His signal and comms there to the players. Liam Glynn's knees were on the ground, so he said you had to let go on the tackle. The ball ripped after that was said, so it deemed a penalty. Frustrating for the PVC coaches and players, but Glynn again right footed. You see how difficult it is there, regardless of the sunshine on your screen. That wind for a right footed kicker, the further down the field you go, the further back in field that ball will come with the wind. So Gorman with a carbon copy of a line out 90 seconds ago, in which they hit Brady at the front, has a similar task. Brady again takes the ball well, and referee has said that a Castletroy player left the line out before the ball was thrown, which is deemed a penalty offence. And Barrett, right footed, will try and land PVC as close to this 5 metre line. And he duly does. Little bit stop-start in nature of game will certainly suit Castletroy. PBC used to high-octane attacking rugby, but so far Castletroy doing well to scupper that. Daniel Higgins gets his call from tight head Sheehy, who's been prolific in the loose. Little offload before Alex Maloney's try, as PBC try and maul the ball, and it squirts out the back as Daniel Higgins carries well. Decky Fitzgerald finds Cormac Bowen. PBC up in the ante here. Olin Dillon with another big carry. Prez arriving early to the breakdown, not allowing Castletroy a sniff of that turnover. Bird again finds Dillon. Dillon steps in the inside shoulder, and PBC now just a metre short as McNamara tries to get his hands over the ball again, but PBC trying to go. They're inches from the line here. They've got a number of people out on the right hand side, and Bird tries to go on the inside, but he's well marshalled by the Castletroy defence. She stands up, the huge tight head, but he's well marshalled again by this Castletroy defence. PBC, every single player to the right of the posts as PBC try and go towards the line. Referee Sheehan has his hands out for an offside close to the line. There'll be no try, but we'll come 5 metres out here. Ronan Bird at 9 has been electric at times this season for PBC. He leaves the ball down, and Prez will have a pre-planned move here, you'd imagine, splitting the pack. Bird goes towards O'Leary. O'Leary looking for a one-on-one, but he's well tackled there by Robert O'Donnell. Ricky Barrett has been the danger man for PBC, and Castletroy get to grips with him on this occasion, but the ball goes out towards Bowen. He is stopped by James Rennison. It will be interesting to see what referee Paddy Sheehan is here. There is a double movement there, I think, just on viewing there, that is correct. Paddy Sheehan saying that Cormac Bowen was entitled for one movement on the ground, but a double movement after the tackle. And Glynn finds touch. Castletroy living on the edge defensively, but superb tackling by Robert O'Donnell to stop James O'Leary in his tracks. PBC attracting all the Castletroy forwards to the right hand side of that, but Bird with a long ranging pass, and Castletroy answering the question defensively. O'Connell does well, takes the ball in the air, gets through 2 sets of hands towards O'Malley, and Captain McNamara carries as well, as he's done so well in this first half. About 2.5 plus stoppages. Troy have managed to get the ball in hand, and they have profited, and O'Donnell, who was excellent in defensive manner for Castletroy, manages to offload there. Will play advantage Castletroy. PBC, as I've said, who look to play that high octane rugby. Barrett's pass just a little bit over the head of O'Leary there. They would have been in acres of space to get to the right, but Robert O'Donnell, who's been very impressive on both sides of the ball, making in effect a try-saving tackle a number of moments ago, then regaining possession for his side. And Castletroy, for the time being, will be very, very happy to be in this position. O'Donnell down getting some treatment as the halfbacks for PBC, Bird, and have had a chat with James O'Leary. You can imagine that accuracy is the name of the game there. They've been scintillating to watch over the last number of seasons. O'Donnell is back to his feet. And we're at the discretion of referee Paddy Sheehan. Bird under a little bit of pressure at a Castletroy scrum, doing well to push back as O'Leary goes out the back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald has a number of options on the inside, and Prez breaking the first 2 tackles. Bird again finds O'Leary. O'Leary is well tackled by O'Donnell. O'Donnell really committed to the cause. as Rian McFarlane, the 8, carries very well, and it's a big pass. And he joins in again, and it's brother Sean McFarlane who carries well, and PBC are loaded on the right hand side here. Bird has gotten the call, but referee Sheehan says Castletroy have gotten over the ball. Their breakdown work so far in this half has been absolutely brilliant as Liam Glynn kicks the ball out. It's been a tight, tense but entertaining affair here in this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. A half-time score in Cork, PBC 7, Castletroy College 7. We'll be back for the second half after this.
Right now, Pinergy solar experts are helping homeowners across Ireland create their own solar energy. We deliver a solar PV solution uniquely designed for your needs and your home, helping you halve your electricity bill and move from consuming to creating. Now is the time to change to solar from Pinergy, because today's decisions will transform tomorrow. Pinergy, powering energy transition. Subject to a successful site survey. T's and C's apply. Visit pinergy.ie for details.
Glynn again goes out towards Roundtree. Roundtree goes towards Lyons in the centre, and he's absolutely hammered. Ben O'Connell carries hard, but he's cut down by McNamara. Bird again looks to go open. Fitzgerald trails on the outside, goes on the inside, and Renison is a high flyer if he gets the ball, and Renison is going to go here, and I don't think they're going to catch him. If Renison, he's just going to get there, and it's an incredible... Out half, Liam Glynn has an opportunity to extend the lead to 7 points, which he duly does. Groove here in Cork. You're very welcome back to Virgin Media Park for this Pinergy Munster Schools Senior Cup semi-final. Dara Froley with you this afternoon. 7 points apiece in a highly absorbing and tense but entertaining first half. Castletroy took the lead through winger James Renison. After about 6.5 minutes, converted by Liam Glynn. PBC were back in the game. Alex Maloney, the outside centre, converted by Daniel Murphy. Both sides wise from the half-time words, and we're underway. 35 minutes. If there is a draw today, we will see a replay, as Captain McNamara got through a huge amount of work in the first half. Carries again. Glistening sunshine for the first half. It still remains dry here. Ideal conditions for running rugby, as James O'Malley calls in the forwards to lengthen the ruck, and right-footed finds a super touch. And we spoke about any potential nerves on both sides. Castletroy will be very happy to start the second half in that manner. Possession fairly equal. Castletroy having a lot of the ball in the opening 15 or so minutes. PBC pretty much camped in the Castletroy half, with a rare visit by Castletroy late in the first half. Again, line-out not going to plan for PBC in this occasion, going over the top. Bird's pass finds Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald goes towards O'Leary. PBC a little bit lateral there, but Barrett decides he's going to play that ball. His opposite number, Widger, right-footed, drills it down the middle of the pitch. That ball is going to find grass, but Fitzgerald manages to pick it out of the air in the bounce and looks up. Right-footed. Lyons is tracking back. The ball was inside the 22, so Glynn, right-footed, tries to get out of trouble, and right-footed sends a semi-spiral down the pitch, and the ball bounces over the head of Barrett, but he has an opportunity and surveys what's in front of him. Castletroy with plenty of men in the backfield, but Renison does very well, incredibly well, to field that ball, and Renison does like a little bit of a gallop, but kicking loose to this PBC team. A little bit of kick tennis to start the second half, and Glynn, right-footed on the angle, sends the ball out, and PBC will restart with a line-out. A little bit of figuring out for both sides at the start of this second half. The wind is swirling in Virgin Media Park this afternoon. Barrett, Ricky Barrett that is, has been the danger man for PBC at 15. And you can imagine that coaches Conor Keys and Ger Burke will be telling their teams there is a lot to play for in this game, as Fitzgerald finds O'Leary. O'Leary steps off that right foot, but he's brought to ground by Brady. Bird dances out on that sideline, as PBC don't click on that occasion, and Castletroy will have a scrum on the right hand side there. Both kickers for Prez and Castletroy at 15 and at 10 are predominantly right footers, and we saw Barrett in the first half with a few cannon-like kicks on this side of the field. Castletroy, you would imagine, will try and play field position where possible. Survived a number of onslaughts from PBC in that first half, and we are 7 points apiece to start of this second half. The stop-start nature has suited Castletroy. They haven't allowed PBC to get into their groove. Both teams remain unchanged at the start of this second half, and as I say that, I can see head coach Ger Burke motion to the PBC bench to summon the subs from the warm-up, as O'Malley feeds the scrum. He's got Glynn at first receiver. Glynn has both Roundtree and Coe outside, but Glynn, right-footed, sends that ball straight out on the full. Miscue from Glynn there. PBC will have the line out, as you can see from the touch judge's flag on that right-hand side. The wind does appear to be blowing in Prez's favour down into the Sundayswell corner, but it is swirling right across that pitch. PBC looking to run 5-man line out. Got Rian McFarlane in the middle. Brady disrupted, but Bowen picks the ball out of the sky, but referee Sheehan has been stringent on that all day, says that the throw was not straight, and Castletroy will have a carbon copy of the exit that didn't quite go to plan. Glynn having a chat with James Renison, his winger on the inside, who was the opening try scorer this afternoon. Both round 3 Lyons and Robert O'Donnell, along with Robbie Widger, have put in a tremendous shift so far in this semi-final. Little bit of a chase on the blind side is on here as McNamara finds O'Malley. Didn't quite go to plan there as O'Malley tried to get the kick, but referee says there's a knock-on from PBC. Castletroy trying to get that little grubber down along that right-hand touchline on the exit, but the PBC back row wise to it, putting McNamara under pressure, and O'Malley was swallowed up, but PBC turned over. Fionn O'Sullivan for PBC and Liam Hegarty warming up in front of us. We expect him to enter the action, but Joel Rowntree, lovely little show and go, finds Robert O'Donnell, who's in off his wing as Liam Glynn goes right footed, does hold up in the wind there, and PBC will have an option here now to go, as Ricky Barrett has got a number of PBC backs who have worked very hard to get back inside, and O'Leary tries to hand off the tackle of O'Donnell, and he gets to grips with him, and PBC a metre in from the touchline just inside their own half. Fitzgerald finds Barrett. Barrett again goes towards his back row, and it's lovely interplay again by PBC. Backs and forwards joining Higgins. Passes Renison does very well to break up the play for this time being, but PBC now with numbers, and Bird breaks from the base, finds Bowen. Bowen finds O'Leary. O'Leary has the replacement, Bobby O'Callaghan, the outside. O'Callaghan does very, very well, and PBC now just outside the 22. Bird again, and quick ball, and this is what Ger Burks-Prez would have wanted, as Fitzgerald doesn't quite get the ball in hand. It has been that close on a number of occasions that PBC have looked to be able to get into those spaces, find the soft shoulders and passes, but Castletroy survive again on this occasion as Liam Hegarty and Fionn O'Sullivan enter the field of play in this semi-final for Daniel Higgins and Cormac Bowen. Castletroy players again needing some attention. Robert O'Donnell back to his feet again. James O'Malley feeds to the base. Prez really putting the pressure on there. So O'Malley finds Glynn. Glynn goes outside to find Widger. Right-footed ball brought back into the 22, but Barrett does very well. He's the only man forward as Barrett drives that one forward along the base, and Widger, right-footed, manages to find a very good touch, considering he had no angle to work there. That is a superb kick from Widger at 15, and Castletroy have landed PBC with a line out halfway between the 10 metre and halfway line. I spoke about the stop-start nature of the game. Castletroy will be very happy to break up any momentum for PBC, but you can just see PBC trying to raise that temperature gauge a little bit. One or two passes not sticking, uncharacteristic errors. The game firmly in the balance, 7 points apiece here after 44 minutes. This Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. Placement Hegarty finds Dennis Murphy. Murphy through Bird finds O'Leary. It's a big carry by Rian McFarlane. Hugely abrasive 8, the spotline for PBC. They work back towards that left-hand touchline. Bird, dancing feet, goes on the inside. PBC through Olin Dillon. Carry well. Bird snipes and goes, tries to find that replacement. Fionn O'Sullivan. There's a little bit of a jersey tug there by a Castletroy player, but he got away with it and buys some time as Barrett looks up, right-footed, just sends that one high into the sky. That's going to go straight out, and we will come back. But the touch judge, excuse me, I thought the touch judge had the flag out for foul play. We will come back for a line out, and Castletroy will have an attacking opportunity. Sean Lyons at 13 for Castletroy has been replaced. By number 23 in the blue scrum cap, Robert Sheehan. Sheehan, a multi-talented sportsman and clean pair of heels, so Castletroy do have two very quick wingers. Kevin Griffin in the blue scrum cap, also on at hooker in place of Jack O'Gorman. Griffin, a versatile player who has played in the back row as well. Castletroy go towards the middle of the line-out, and O'Connell does well, sun in his eyes. Castletroy trying to maul, but PBC so far repelling that. The ball is at the back. O'Malley finds Roundtree. PBC very hard off the line there, and Castletroy being driven back by resolute PBC defence. Captain McNamara is slow to get to his feet, and referee Sheehan says there's crossing by Castletroy, and PBC will have a penalty here. Barrett being called forward to drive this one into the corner. Number of replacements on for both sides early in this second half. But 11 minutes into this second half, and we're still all square, 7 points apiece in this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. CBC of Cork await the winners in March, and a date to be confirmed. But so far we are none the wiser as to who that will be, as Liam Hegarty on a 5-man line-out goes towards the middle, finds his man, and PBC look to set up that maul, and it's a good set at the front. Both Sheehy and Fitzgerald doing well. Bird finds O'Leary as first receiver, and O'Leary gets outside the first would-be tackle. Griffin does very well the replacement to bring the O'Leary down, but PBC now through Fitzgerald trying to go towards the touchline. O'Donnell forces a man on the inside, but Castletroy don't manage to plug the gap until very late, and PBC 10 metres from the Castletroy line here. Bobby O'Callaghan all by himself here out on the right hand side, but referee Paddy Sheehan has given the penalty to PBC for offside. 7 points apiece. There's a decision to be made here on this PBC, and they've elected to take a scrum from this penalty. 3 points on offer, but they've decided they're better suited on this penalty to take a scrum. They're very versatile. Rian McFarlane at 8 has been very abrasive with ball in hand. Bird has Fitzgerald as his first receiver. O'Leary slightly in front of him. Both Ricky Barrett and Alex Maloney, the try scorer in the first half, loitering on the outside of O'Leary, with replacement Bobby O'Callaghan on this right hand touchline. Daniel Murphy is way out on the left. Bird feeds the scrum. Castletroy doing well to wheel that, but McFarlane comes around the corner, finds Bird. Bird has plenty of options with Barrett. The sun just about getting into his eyes there, you would imagine, on the angle, and the ball not going to hand. Number of uncharacteristic errors in this 22, and Prez's attack. The more this game goes on, the more Castletroy are growing into it. As we said, a number of replacements for Castletroy. Griffin and Sheehan in the blue scrum caps respectively at hooker and on this left wing. But referee Sheehan says early engagement, and Castletroy have given Prez an opportunity to attack again. Bird says let's get on with it. He's got O'Leary on the outside, but Bird going himself, and Bird just about 6 metres out. Prez get to the breakdown and have secured the ball again. PBC upping the ante again. Big carries. Bird says to his forwards, get me as close to the line. Dillon with a carry. Bird again lifts it off the ground this time, and it's a big carry. And McFarlane, we said it a couple of moments ago that he was a big, abrasive number 8, and Rian McFarlane was not going to be stopped that close to the line. And PBC, for the first time in this game after 50 minutes, take the lead 12 points to 7 with the conversion to come. Interestingly, every PBC player has come to the touchline for some words of wisdom from both Ger Burke and Cian Bohan. Castletroy regroup underneath their posts as Murphy takes his time with this conversion. 12 points to 7. Or so minutes on the clock. Conditions nigh on perfect this afternoon in Virgin Media Park. Murphy, right footed, splits the sticks. That's 14 points to 7. As I said the first time, PBC have been ahead in this semi-final. Castletroy taking their time. Liam Glynn and James O'Malley at 9 and 10 have done very well to manage the game. As Glynn dinks a high kick. It's well fielded by Murphy. It's got through a huge amount of work, but Castletroy have overturned that ball. It's been turned over again, I think. Yes, it has. PBC. Bird says he's going to box. Very well judged kick there by Bird. Difficult for Widger in that swirling wind, but Bird managing to get very good distance on that kick, and Prez now with that lead, not playing ball in their half and forcing Castletroy back. Replacement Kevin Griffin has the ball in his hands. Ben O'Connell has been the target in a lot of the lineouts as they go towards the tail. It's a great dart from Griffin. He finds O'Connell, and O'Malley finds captain McNamara. And O'Malley goes back towards Glynn, pass back into the 22, and Glynn says we'll go straight down the middle of the field, but Barrett didn't have to move to pick that, and he's found replacement O'Callaghan, who had a little gallop early doors. But Roundtree gets to grips in Castletroy of O'Callaghan, and O'Donnell is straight in. He was a huge feature of the chop and tag in yesterday's game in Limerick, and both Roundtree and O'Donnell did very well there. Roundtree with the tackle, O'Donnell with the conversion, and Glynn, right footed, has a chance to set up a Castletroy attack. Glynn finds a successful touch just outside the PBC 22. The Castletroy supporters right in front of that line out encourage their team on. Castletroy have been under pressure defensively in this second half. Bit of a meeting on field from the Castletroy forwards. The referee Sheehan has said that they must set the line out. James O'Malley at the front. Conway and O'Connell go towards the middle. Unconventional, but they've won the ball, and McNamara peels around the middle. And O'Donnell manages to go in. There's an arm out for a high tackle advantage here as Glynn spins the ball out towards Renison, the try scorer in the first half. Little dig in behind, and Sheehan, I said beforehand, he was at a high flyer. He does very well, but Bird, brilliant tracking back by the 9 there. Castletroy will have an opportunity here. That was a high tackle, just a seatbelt tackle on O'Donnell as he came in. Lovely little link play for Captain McNamara, brought the ball to the line, and McNamara calls for the posts here. Liam Glynn was brilliant in the warm-up from the tee. Castletroy will have a chance here to narrow the gap to 4 points if Glynn can convert this. Couple of Castletroy players as well as Prez players down stretching the calves. Glynn, right-footed, splits the posts, and it's 14 points to 10 in favour of PBC. You have a running clock on your screens, so 15 minutes plus whatever referee Paddy Sheehan says is left in this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. CBC await, but we're in for a grandstand finish here by the looks of things, as Ben O'Connell takes the ball. From the receipt, James O'Malley, calming presence, right-footed, sends that high into the sky, and Barrett has got the ball in hand, finds Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald moves the ball over towards O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan's got O'Leary on the outside, but he's well marshalled by Sheehan, and O'Leary carries quite well, but O'Donnell has been absolutely brilliant defensively for Castletroy all afternoon. He's got to grips with Captain O'Leary, and Castletroy will have a line out on the right hand side, bang on the 10 metre line. Griffin's darts have been brilliant since coming on, finding Brady in the middle and O'Connell towards the tail of the line out. Good variation from Castletroy. They go towards O'Connell in the middle. It's well taken. Ball bounces up. McNamara finds Glynn, and Glynn right footed. Going to be a difficult bounce, but Barrett is correctly positioned, and it's a 2-on-2 here. O'Donnell and Sheehan running towards, but Barrett well marshalled again by O'Donnell. Made the exact same tackle on the opposite touchline a few moments ago, but PBC now going through phases. O'Sullivan with a good carry. Bird finds Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald uses the spot line. They go out the back again, and Murphy and O'Callaghan here has got a one-on-one with Glynn. Glynn doesn't get to grips, but Roundtree is inside centre and teammate does well. PBC again stretching them through Fitzgerald and O'Leary goes out the back, and Barrett carries on the inside. Castletroy managing so far to get to grips with this PBC attack, and O'Leary is marshalled very well again. The two captains colliding. McNamara at 8. Referee Paddy Sheehan has signalled that there was a little knock on there. Castletroy have knocked on. Referee is talking to Killian McNamara, the captain, and we will restart with a PBC scrum. You can see there when PBC do get the ball in hand that they are able to move it from coast to coast, but so far this Castletroy defence has stood the test of time. Has been a highly attritional game, plenty of players getting attention on both sides. Physio Rory O'Donnell's steps will be through the roof for Castletroy this evening. In second row, Adam Power is okay, and we will resume with this PBC scrum. Fitzgerald has O'Leary in the outside. Bird goes towards O'Leary to go out the back. Fitzgerald again finds Murphy in the inside. Barrett gets through one tackle but is brought to ground. Ball bounces towards O'Leary. He steps off that inside, trying to find an inside shoulder. Sheehan does well to bring down the McNamara. Tries to get over the ball, but PBC managed to get and recycle. They've gone through 3 sets of hands as Barrett, right-footed, dinks in behind. Ball is going to probably hold up as Widger tries to wait. It doesn't go over the line, and Widger is on the inside here. He's going to need plenty of support as that PBC defensive line. He's absolutely hammered by Alex Maloney, who was a try scorer in the first half for PBC in Castletroy. A little bit under pressure here. Conway shows himself up for a carry, and O'Malley at 9. He's waiting for Glynn to move back into position. This time they use O'Donnell. And O'Donnell for Castletroy on a number of occasions has shown up defensively, making incredible tackles, and this time he finds touch 10 or so metres outside the 22. But PBC better in attack on that occasion. Castletroy able to answer the questions. Has been a stop-start second half. Highly tense and entertaining for the purist. As Hegarty goes towards the middle, another one-handed take by Murphy. He's been brilliant at the set piece for PBC, and they get the left-hand shoulder going, and this PBC maul is running towards the Castletroy line as the replacement Hegarty, more affectionately known as Spud, breaks through, and PBC through O'Leary, looking to get on the outside. O'Leary with a lovely little offload, but Sheehan does well to tackle. It's recycled again, but Castletroy getting to grips. Referee Sheehan has his hand out for indiscretion, and a penalty advantage as Barrett steps off the right and the left, still on his feet. Good leg drive from Barrett, and PBC 10 metres short here. The try scorer Rian McFarlane with a carry, and Prez, as we said, upping the ante here, but referee Sheehan says no advantage. He is, you would imagine, going to have a chat with his touch judge here. There is a flag in. Castletroy have defended gallantly in this game. Referee Sheehan telling Killian McNamara he needs to have a discussion. His clock is stopped as it's Rowan Brady is getting some attention. Referee Paddy Sheehan is walking out towards his touch judge. As a chill comes over Virgin Media Park, this semi-final is a long way from being settled. Into the last 10 or so minutes, and Prez have been awarded a penalty for an indiscretion in Castletroy, and Barrett dinks that one into the corner. And PBC have a line out 5 metres from the line. Murphy has been the target man in the middle of that line out. He's got Olin Dillon behind him. They got great profit out of that maul a few moments ago, and Murphy again is the target man in PBC, trying to roll around, and they are going towards the Castletroy line. And is that the try that moves PBC one step closer to this Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup final? Captain McNamara asking the question, but the try never in doubt there. PBC going back to basics, the power up front showing. That brings the score to 19 points to 10 here in Virgin Media Park. Daniel Murphy has been very impressive off the tee thus far. Has the opportunity to extend the lead to 11 points. in favour of the defending champions. Murphy, right-footed, doesn't quite hit the target on this occasion. So 9 points the difference. Castletroy will need 2 scores. 10 or so minutes, as we said, left on the clock. Three tries to 1 in favour of PBC and 9 points the difference. Ball well fielded by Hegarty over his head. The dynamic hooker, Bird. Keep it simple. High box kick is going to hang in the air. Widger doesn't quite get to grips with that, and Renison picks the ball up. It looked like he could potentially have been in front, and PBC have turned the ball over through Fitzgerald. Dillon finds Hegarty. Bird again. O'Leary standing in as first receiver. Castletroy. O'Connell eventually gets to grips as the big second row Dillon lunges forward, and she again with a lovely offload, and Prez now certainly in the mood to play the free-flowing rugby that they've tried to this afternoon. A couple of passes not sticking, but much better as the game has gone on, and Castletroy College will restart with a line out inside their own 22. Replacements coming on for PBC: number 25 Tom Murray and Ben Foley, number 17. Jamie Conway down getting treatment for Castletroy College. Olin Dillon and Diarmuid Sheehy have been brilliant for Prez. Their work rate through the roof. Sheehy with a couple of big touches and big carries and lovely offloads. It's congratulated by the PBC bench, but they'll know there's still a job to be done here. Griffin goes towards Brady. Brady's been brilliant at the front of the lineup for Castletroy, and O'Malley finds Glynn. Glynn finds his captain McNamara, calls his forwards to get around again. So O'Connell carries. Castletroy will need to throw caution into the wind as Glynn, and that's exactly what they're going to do, finds O'Donnell, and O'Donnell does very well to break the first tackle. Lovely little offload, doesn't quite stick to hands for Renison. To their credit, have had to run it. Not quite going to hand there, Renison. Blistering start for Castletroy through James Renison's try to give Castletroy a 7 points to 0 lead. It was pegged back by Prez. Alex Maloney scoring in the left hand corner, and Rian McFarlane with the second try for PBC tacked on by the forwards, and a penalty for Liam Glynn has left the score at 19 points to 10. It looks like Captain Killian McNamara's race is run for this afternoon as Jack O'Gorman comes back into play. Captain can be very proud of his team's efforts so far, but still plenty of rugby to be played. PBC will restart. Ronan Bird at 9. Prez support in full French voice to our right. As it stands, they will meet CBC in a three-peat of the final. PBC will be going for 3 Pinergy Munster Schools Senior Cup titles in a row. Bird finds Fitzgerald. PBC attack the line. It's a lovely little dink over the top. Doesn't quite sit up for Alex Maloney on the first occasion, but referee Sheehan says it is knocked on. Lovely little lines are running from Castletroy, sitting The Castletroy defenders down, and Captain McNamara is back on the field. Place of Jack O'Gorman. Castletroy really needing now to run this ball or try something to get a soft shoulder. They'll have a penalty to do that. James O'Malley trying to buy 10 metres. Connell plays scrum half, and Murphy. Power the carry. Conway again goes out the back. Glynn tries to throw it. Dickie Fitzgerald is going to profit, and that is PBC confirmed in this season's Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup final. Two late knockout blows from the defending champions. 2 tries in the final 10 minutes. Dickie Fitzgerald, Castletroy having to play from deep inside their own half. Dickie Fitzgerald at 10, realising his opposite number had to throw the pass and picks him off, and that confirms that PBC will be in this season's Senior Cup final. Murphy lining it up. Right footed, just pushes that one to the right hand side, and we're at the discretion of referee Paddy Sheehan. 24 points to 10 in favour of PBC. They will go to the final in search of their 3rd consecutive win. CBC of Cork will have something to say about that after yesterday afternoon's semi-final win in Limerick against Crescent College Comprehensive. Murphy, who's been excellent for PBC this afternoon, regains the kick-off. PBC looking to play now. O'Leary goes out the back again, finds Barrett. Barrett dinks the ball over the top. There's a lot of ground to make up here for Widger, but does well. Doesn't quite catch that kick. And it's Fitzgerald, the try scorer, does very well to get the hands free, and continuity is certainly the name of the game with PBC in the last number of moments, as Maloney again links with Barrett. And Bird dinks over the top. Which way is this ball going to bounce? Favour of Widger. Widger tries. Does well to buy some time for his teammates to get back in. As O'Malley Castletroy looking to exit. So O'Malley right footed sends that kick through, and referee Paddy Sheehan looks at his watch, and that is that in this season's Pinergy Munster School Senior Cup semi-final. PBC of Cork winning 24 points to 10 against the gallant Castletroy side, meaning that the 2025 Senior Cup final will be contested between CBC and PBC Cork. Keep an eye out on Munster Rugby social channels for the announcement for the date of that game. But from all of us here in Virgin Media Park and myself, Darragh Frawley, have a very good afternoon.
Right now, Pinergy solar experts are helping homeowners across Ireland create their own solar energy. We deliver a solar PV solution uniquely designed for your needs and your home, helping you halve your electricity bill and move from consuming to creating. Now is the time to change to solar from Pinergy, because today's decisions will transform tomorrow. Pinergy, powering energy transition. Subject to a successful site survey. T's and C's apply. Visit pinergy.ie for details.
Glynn again goes out towards Roundtree. Roundtree goes towards Lyons in the centre, and He's absolutely hammered Ben O'Connell. Carries hard, but he's cut down by McNamara. Bird again looks to go open. Fitzgerald trails on the outside, goes on the inside, and Renison is a high flyer if he gets the ball, and Renison is going to go here, and I don't think they're going to catch him. If Renison, he's just going to get there, and it's an incredible... Out half, Liam Glynn has an opportunity to extend the lead to 7 points, which he duly does. Groove here in Cork.